Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Natalie. This is the update video I promised you. This video is going to cover sort of where I've been, a little bit of health stuff, where I want to go, and just some dilemmas. Where the heck have I been for like a month? Oh my god, last month, end of August, something like that. I ran into a little bit of health issues. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This comes up quite a lot. I kind of got a triple whammy this time round because mental health played up a lot. Was the highest dose, so I didn't really realize how bad that situation was until I saw a different doctor and had everything retested, and my numbers came back a bit shit. 6 to 8 years older lung function wise, which is fun, but we're managing it with different steroids right now, and then we're going to see how that goes. I also managed to have a very interesting mouth infection. Long story short, I had a gum infection and found out that every tooth on the right upper hand side of my mouth is actually lodged inside of my sinus, so we have to be really careful managing these kinds of infections. I had my anxiety under wraps for a very decent amount of time, and it just came back with a vengeance, to the point where I would even get anxious thinking about filming a video. I'm still not like entirely comfortable. Yeah, so that came back and that was impacting everything. There were days I didn't want to leave the house. I was too scared what people would think. I was too scared of people looking at me. I was too scared to even be in public. It was like a horse with blinkers on. Like that's how I was seeing the world, like in tunnel vision, and it just got nuts. So I started seeing a new therapist here, and they focus on CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. I don't really know too much about it, so like if you're a buff in that area, feel free to fill me in down below. But I do know that I get filmed in my sessions, and it's kind of like Big Brother, and it's a little weird sometimes. But on to what you're probably wondering, what the hell's going on with the video uploads and where are the reactions? So this ties in, kind of. I'm having a bit of a crisis, and by that I mean like an identity crisis, which is sort of, I've always been having an identity crisis pretty much, and it's just sometimes I can cover it over very nicely so nobody really notices what's going on, and then I turn into this like gratification machine where I fall into all of these roles that people want me to be, and I sort of lose sight of who I am and what I like and what I want, and I get too focused on trying to make other people happy to the point where I dismiss myself, and I give other people permission to dismiss me too. By the way, I never really consider myself in anything. That's been a hard thing to learn, to have sort of somebody in the clinical medicine field look at you and be like, why are you erasing yourself from every part of your own life? Was a bit hard, and I never really considered it. So in terms of the reactions and things, it kind of made me sit back a little bit and reevaluate what I was doing, and if I was doing things to make me happy, or if I was too sort of wound up in other people's happiness and pushing myself aside. And what I will say is the direction of this channel is going to change. It's going to change from what you know. That doesn't mean necessarily that I'm going to completely cut out reaction videos. There will just be less of them. I love music. If you know me personally, you'll understand that music is so important in my life to the way I think and the way I process emotions. I love everything from your classic emo punk stuff to classical piano. I think people like to give me a lot of shtick on YouTube sometimes for making comments in videos that maybe I haven't seen before that everyone else has known about, and for me, I live my music life sort of how I live my actual life, and that's a bit eclectic, and I discover things that maybe not a lot of people know about or a bit niche, and sometimes that means that I step away from like a popular culture setting, and so I don't necessarily know everything that's classified as common knowledge or standard, or like, oh my god, why haven't you heard that song? So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of, if I don't feel like it's something that I want, I probably am not going to pursue it. And I know that's probably going to cause a little bit of a stir in terms of my followers and people that are on board because that's the stuff that you want to see, and if you want to leave, that's fine. YouTube was never a numbers game for me. If it was, I think I would be putting out videos that everyone else wanted all of the time, and that's just not what it is. I started YouTube to make friends, to talk to people in times when I am really overwhelmed, when I can't really leave my house, and YouTube gave me sort of a little window to do things that I really like, and other people could find them and then connect with me on that basis. And I feel like I haven't been doing that for a long time. For a long time I have fallen into this trap of I suppose label, if you want. People give everyone labels, sometimes consciously, sometimes unconsciously, and for a long time I lived in these labels or these expectations that other people gave me. All of a sudden I was a reactor on YouTube, and I'm like, wow, I didn't start out like this, but maybe I am, and maybe that. Didn't consciously continue on with it because I wanted numbers, and I think that's really, really, really important for you guys to understand. I don't want to mislead anybody. I just sometimes don't know where I fall in, and I sometimes have a really hard time recognizing that this is not me. This is something that somebody wants me to be. Yeah, I've been in therapy for like 10 years for this, and it's hard. The things that will fill the holes for where a lot of the reactions were, I'm a photographer. That's just who I am. I'm a very creative person. I feel things very deeply. If I could explain my creative process to you, you would think I was entirely insane, and maybe I am, but I connect with visual imagery on like a totally different level. I didn't touch a camera for 3 years on the basis that I believed that I wasn't good enough. It's always about other people and it's never about me, and that's wrong. That's wrong. It's just wrong. I love taking photos. I love the experience. I love being with people at their most vulnerable. I love the conversation that comes out of that. It makes everything feel better. It makes who I am I don't want to cry. It just validates who I am. I don't know why this is upsetting me so much. So yeah, I would like to start sharing maybe some behind the scenes of my shoots with you guys. I don't know if you'd be interested, but that's something that's really important to me that I'd like to share. Maybe one day I might share my editing process. I just want to do more fun stuff that makes me happy. Sometimes I just want to talk about stuff. I want to live stream about weird stuff while I'm doing my makeup or just eating Doritos or something dumb like that. I still really want to do the drunk Q&A. I'm really interested in filming a drunk twister. There will be a clothing haul going up for all your ladies and gents out there that are interested in those. And on that note, I feel very awkward right now. But I will say, if I've brought anything up that resonates with anyone that maybe you want to ask me questions about, even if it's like photography or whatever, or I've said something that sounds a lot like you and you feel a lot of the same things, I will never turn down talking to somebody. I mean, I'm 26 years old and I still don't even really understand myself, and I feel like that can sometimes isolate you socially because you feel like if I'm not good enough to understand myself, then I'm not good enough to be understood by everyone else, and that's just not the truth. And so if you need someone to talk to, I think support is so important, especially for mental health. Thank you to you guys who end up reaching out to me. Thank you to anyone who comments in the comment section. Thank you to those who are understanding. If you don't like it and you don't get it, I totally respect that. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video.